Well, hello everyone. My name is Diane and I'm a 500-hour certified yoga instructor. Today we're going to touch base a little bit into stretching and releasing the lower part of your body, the lower extremities, right? So we're going to use a lot of tools today, and I know some of you guys don't have props, yoga props. So we're going to use a belt as a strap. I got my husband's belt. We're going to use a pillow as a cushion. You can also bring a blanket. Any blanket will be just fine. And if you don't have blocks, try to find something steady. I'm going to use this decoration type of thing. But you can use a book, big, thick book. So something steady will work just fine. While you're here, I'm going to ask you to remove any flesh from underneath. Let your sit bones ground you towards the earth. Kind of relax your body, relax your mind. Let go of yourself, let go of the stress that you might be carrying, especially during these times, right? Throughout the whole process that we're going now. We're all together in this. So I'm going to ask you to let go of your mind, let go of your thoughts, let go of your concerns, your fear, your ego, your stress, your anxiety. Maybe all that weight that you feel within your upper body and the lower body, let it go. Surrounding yourself into this moment. Maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Start by taking a deep breath in through the nose and gently throughout the mouth. Take a deep breath. Let it go. One more time. Deep breath in. Slow, easy, steady exhalations. Now what you hear, start by inhaling, reach the arms up towards the sky, and then as you exhale, release your hands by your side. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, let it go. One more time, take a deep breath. And then we exhale, let it go. So we're going to be concentrated, like I said before, in the lower body. I'm going to scooch a little bit back. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is extend your legs forward. Right? And if you have any issues with your hips, you might want to just sit down on a pillow, a booster, whatever is available to you. Allowing your pelvis to tilt slightly forward. Flex your feet. Ooh. That looks bad. My feet are dirty, but okay, don't mind that. So what you hear, we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, arms reach up. And then as we exhale, we forward fold halfway, right? So the arms are very active. We're lengthening as much as we can. Tuck your chin slightly down so you can feel the back of the neck loosen up. Take a deep breath and reach a little bit more forward, a little bit farther from your hips. And then as we exhale, we gently forward fold. So again, some of us will be here, right? Because we just don't have that range of motion on our hips and our hamstrings. Some of us might be able to grab into the toes, place fingers around, take a hold of the sides of your feet. And some of us will take advantage of the strap. And so you place your belt, I have it here. And then where you place your belt is right at the center of the ball of your feet. And as we inhale, we lengthen the spine. And then as we exhale, there's a pull and there's a push. So as you're pulling your belt or your strap inwards, your elbows are in, you're pushing your feet away. And you can really feel the bottoms of your legs here. Breathe. So I'm a big believer about activating certain muscles when you relax. So concentric and centric and lengthening the muscles at the same time. So we inhale, lengthen a little bit more. We exhale, forward fold. Keep flexing your feet. So make sure your toes are active here. It's a pull, it's a push. So if you've got more range of motion, you take a hold of your strap and go a little bit more deeper. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. We breathe. Take a deep breath. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And little by little, as you stay here, we're gonna activate the Golgi. The Golgi is something of your muscle that's in charge to help you to relax. And it usually activates within the first 30 seconds of your move. So as you breathe in, you lengthen your spine a little bit more, you exhale, forward fold. You start to notice now your lower back. So it's not just the bottoms of your legs, but your lower back is becoming a little bit more active. It's lengthening and stretching. And then you might also feel this on the outside of your hips. And then if you have any issues with your knees, or your hamstrings are very tight, you might not be able to reach the back of your knees into the ground. And in that case, you could just bring some extra cushion, folding this around, like rolling it, and kind of just place it underneath the knees. Also, for those people that have the tendency to hyperextend the knees, we want to create some kind of cushion, right? Breathe. Notice how you feel your hamstrings. Notice how you feel your lower back. And very gently, slowly, you start to feel your calf muscles. And if you can reach into the toes, you can also feel the bottoms of your feet, your plantar fascia and your Achilles tendon, which is right here, right, the little tendon behind your ankle. A lot of the times we have issues with that, especially if you're a runner, even if you're an athlete, you will have issues with that. Breathe. Keep the neck in line with the rest of your spine. Inhale a little bit more. Exhale, forward fold to your maximal potential. We've been here for about a minute and a half or so. So I want you to reach as much as you can, as far as you can. Feel your lower back. Feel your hamstrings. Notice your spine. Notice how you feel. Give me a couple more breaths here. Relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Allow the head to collapse in here. Maybe shaking it out. Take one last big breath. And then as we inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands behind you. And I'm going to turn around sideways so you can see what we're going to do now. So we remove everything. Bring the hands into the ground. So two options. Variation number one, take your feet wider than hip width. Lift your chest and open up, right? Variation number two, if you're a little bit more strong, you can either close your fist, you can raise into your reverse tabletops. Abs are planted. Keep the neck in line with your spine. So option number one, we either be here, squeezing the shoulder blades into the spine, shoulders move back, lifting your sternum, pressing your chest forward, or option number two. Give yourself a couple more breaths. One more breath. And then we exhale, release. Beautiful. We're going to take the heels towards the right side. Right, and I'm going to face you again. So it looks something like this. It's what we call mermaid pose. And again, take a hold of your blanket or take a hold of your pillow. Sit on it so you can be a little bit more comfortable. So your right leg is over the left one. As we inhale, we reach the arms up towards the sky. As we exhale, we bring the right hand down and we take the left arm over. So opening through the left side of the body. Now, this is where you take advantage of your block. So you can bring your block to your right hand, really press into the block. Take your hips outwards towards the left side. So flexing the spine and the side of the body as much as we can. Lateral flexion. So stretching through the side of the body. And I know some of you guys have issues with the shoulder. So in that case, you can bring the hand over the shoulder, raise. Think about raising your elbow and tilting sideways and just feel the stretch on the side. While you're here, protect your lower back by pulling your navel. Your navel is your belly button. Pull your belly button in towards the spine, hugging slightly into the rib cage. activated mula bandha and uddiyana bandha, right? Breathe. You can either look up, the gaze can be up, forward, or simply down. Give yourself a couple more breaths. Some of us might be even here, right? One more breath. And as you inhale, you let the left arm pull you up, arms reach up. Exhale, release your hands. With control of your core, right? You take your hands behind you. You slide your heels around and you switch it up. Kind of readjust your body here. So what's important is your hip bones. And I think about this one as headlights. Make sure they're pointing or they're facing forward, right? They're facing the street. So your mat is the road, your hips is your car, and your hip bones are your taillights. Headlights. And as we inhale, right arm's gonna reach up, and then as we exhale, lean over and really feel the right side of your body. And again, if you use the block on the other side, try to balance it up here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. If this doesn't work out for your knees, even though it's a very safe bend of the knee, we're flexing the knees very safely here. If this doesn't work out by any chance, you can just cross your legs. And again, if your shoulder bothers you, rotator cuff, tear, anything going on with the shoulder, bring the hand on top of the shoulder, raise your elbow and stretch. Breathe in, breathe out. And I have the tendency to create tension while I'm here, but I'm aware of that. So what I do is draw up the chin. Find a local point on the ground where I can keep my drishti and concentrate on my breath. One more. And then as we inhale, right arm's going to pull you up, arms reach up. Exhale, release your hands. Now we're going to come into the knees. And again, if you have any pains, any surgeries on your knees, you want to create some kind of leverage so you protect your knees by using a blanket, whatever it is, right? So what we do is that we place it underneath the knees, right underneath, and we can sit. And you can also use a pillow and sit back on your pillow, right? And some people like to bring another pillow or another kind of extra cushion into the bottoms of the knees. So what are we looking here? I want to make sure we're not hyperextending that lumbar spine, that lower back. I want to make sure we're not posterior tilting that pelvis too much and we're rounding and caving the shoulders forward. Instead, we want a neutral spine. So you slightly tuck the tailbone. I like to bring my right hand into my pelvis, my left hand into my sacrum, and allow the tailbone to reach down towards the ground while you pull the navel into the spine. Now your shoulders move back and away from your ears, slightly tilting the chin downwards. And as we inhale, the arms reach up towards the sky. And then as we exhale, left hand behind you, right hand outside your thigh, and we twist. Now, here's when you take advantage of that block, right? What do I see majority of the times when I'm teaching a class or even a private? Is the shoulders. The left shoulder is rising up, the right one is collapsing. Excuse me. We want to make sure both of the shoulders remain the same level, right? And as we inhale, we lengthen the spine, the axial elongation. The spine is moving upwards. And then as we exhale, we twist. Where do we twist? From the shoulders? From the hips? No. We twist from the middle of your belly, from your navel. So we inhale length, exhale twist. Your spine is the most flexible at the middle of your back. So that's where we're twisting. The shoulders are pressing down, the chest is open, the sternum is lifting, the gaze is back. We breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. One more breath. And then as we inhale, we rotate the chest back to center, arms reach once again up. And then as we exhale, take the twist to the other side. And so you can really see the shoulders here while I'm twisting, right, from my back. So really press that back arm into the block or the ground. Lift through the top of the head. Twist from your belly button. Abs are pulling in, squeeze the knees together. Tuck your tailbone slightly under. Gaze over the back shoulder. If that bothers your neck, that's okay. Keep the neck in line with the rest of your spine, neutral. One last big breath. And then as we inhale, once again, we reach all the way up, 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 up. Exhale, release your hands. Now, since we're here, take advantage of a little more stretch into the chest area. Grab your strap, take it behind you, grab it, and I'm going to show you the grip. Your palms are facing up, okay guys? So we roll the shoulders up, back, down. Squeeze the shoulder blades into the spine. Try to walk your hands in towards each other as much as you can. So what we're doing is that we're retracting the shoulder blades into the spine. Lift your chest. Take the arms away from your body. Feel the stretch across your chest. Tuck your chin slightly down. Feel the back of your neck. Option 1 will be to stay here. Option 2, allow your right ear to roll towards the right shoulder. And so right ear is moving to the right shoulder. You allow the chin to slightly tuck down. And you really feel the stretch, the space, the energy moving through the left side of your neck. One more breath. And then as we exhale, roll your chin towards the chest. Take a deep breath and allow the left ear to move to the left shoulder, creating space on the right side of your neck. So we're stretching that muscle that is connecting the neck to the shoulder, and it's the muscle that's in charge of flexion of your neck, so lateral flexion and rotation. One more breath. And then we exhale, release. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale, take the arms away. And then as you exhale, let it go. Palms together into prayer. Samastitihi. Interlace the fingers, take a deep breath. And as you exhale, your arms are reaching forward. Round your spine. We want to create a C shape of your back, right? So round your spine as much as you can. Drop your chin into the chest. Really feel your middle back. Feel your forearms. Now, oh my gosh, Diane, I don't have that range of motion. You might have carpal tunnel going on in your hands. Once again, grab your belt, reach and round. Right? So there's always options in yoga. If you find yourself without options, find another instructor. It's that simple. Because there's always options to progress or regress in yoga. Take a deep breath. And then as you exhale, drop your chin towards the chest. Now inhale, arms reach up. If you're using the strap, you open them up so you can feel the stretch across your chest. And then as you exhale, you walk your hands in towards each other and we round the spine. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Actively moving through the stretch. 1 more time. Inhale. And then we exhale. And then as we inhale, we reach up, 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 up. Exhale, take your arms wide in here. The wider you can, the better. Reach back, back. So I'm tilting a little bit forward, and I noticed that once I check myself on the video. Tuck the tailbone under, abs are pulling in. It feels very good. Give yourself 3 more breaths. 2 more. 1 last deep breath. And then we exhale, lower your arms. As you inhale, take your arms behind you, up, and as you exhale, move them forward and down. Doing that movement 2 more times. We inhale with control, reach up. Exhale, start to reach back, around and down. One more time. Breathing. And then breathe out. Beautiful. So by this time, your ankles are numbed, right? Majority of us. So what we do is that we come up, we take away all the props that we had. We bring ourselves into our hands and knees. And just get to flow back into your ankles, right? So I like to lift my feet and circle my ankles around for about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So your spine is neutral, still working your core. Abs are in, arms are strong. Your tops of the feet. Beautiful. And then right from here, we're going to stretch the quadriceps. So we're going to slide the right knee forward. Sorry about that, my Alexa started giving me commercials in the middle of the class, right?
Now another edition of Obvious.
So what we're going to do is we're going to stretch the quadriceps.
Experts now say that
Alexa,
clothes in the
stop. We'll do it without music. So we pull the heel in towards the glute, or towards the spine, right? Now what you're here, you're leaning towards the right side and then slowly bringing the back hip forward. Yes, we're kind of squaring the hips as much as we can. Remember what I said about your headlights? You want your headlights pointing forward. Pull, 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 and you really feel the stretch on the front of the thigh. Really pull. And then here's where I like to grab a block. Bring it down. Pull. If it's not a block, a pillow. We bring it down. Pull, pull, pull. And again, once again, it's a very safe flexion of the knee, okay? But you can always put something in between your back muscles so you can support that knee, especially if you had a previous surgery. But I mean, if it feels good, go for it. I really like to stretch here and stay here for a little longer, just because you're opening through the hip flexors too. Your psoas is getting a lovely stretch too. And we pull, we pull, we pull. And top shoulder is getting a stretch here. Now, if we don't have that range of motion with the shoulder, this might take a little longer. You place a strap and you pull, right? Pull, pull, pull. You might be pulling this way better, whichever way works out for you. If you don't feel the stretch while you're here, you need to move your back knee a little bit more towards the back of the mat and lean your back hip forward so you can square the hips. Take a couple more breaths. Alexa, resume.
be warmer. We asked cold victim Trent.
Can you believe she gave me commercials again?
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing.
Alexa, pause. Sorry about that. One more breath. And so while we're here, I want to stretch the calf muscle, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to bring the hands down. We're going to bring the right knee underneath your hip. And once again, I'm turning sideways for this so you guys can see how your body should look. And we extend, right? We move. There you go. A lot of the times, what do I see here? I see the collapsing of the left hip. We want to make sure the hips remain the same level. So if I place something on my sacrum, a glass of water, it's going to be able to stay there, right? Because we're not collapsing. That's what happens when you're collapsing. Pull the navel towards the spine, arms are strong. Think about reaching your back heel towards the ground. Pull, pull, pull. Really feel your calf. Lovely stretch. If your hands bother you here, close your fists. You always have that option, guys. So anytime we're pressing the hands into the ground and you have any carpal tunnel or anything going on, close your fist. One more breath. We draw that back leg in and we switch. So left knee in, right leg back. We pull the heel in towards the glute. Pull your shoulder back, find a stretch. So I did lower body today. I worked out pretty intense. So this feels very, very yummy. I hope you feel the same. While you're here, be aware of not caving your shoulders forward. Your chest is always lifted. And I like to bring the pillow and lean slightly to the left side while I'm pulling my back heel in. Give yourself a few more. Oh, that feels so good. I don't know about you, but to me it feels yummy. One more breath, and then we release. Hands into the ground. We square the hips back into the mat. We extend the right foot back and we stretch. So while we're here, the shoulders are moving back, the navel to the spine. We feel that lovely, yummy stretch, right? And it looks something like this. Give yourself 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. And then we let it go. I like to shake it off by lifting. And again, this might be a little too much for your knees, so grab your pillow. And then kind of just wiggle my hips, my toes around. It feels yummy. It helps you to loosen up your lower back. All right. From here, we're going to step the right foot forward. You might want to bring that bottom knee over a cushion. So what's important here is keeping that 90-degree angle between your knee and your ankle. And again, I'm going to move around here. So while we're looking here, it's 90 degree. So I can see some of this going on, right? When you move your heel slightly more forward, you're here just because you don't have that range of motion. But what I don't ever want to see is this. This is a big no-no because you're bringing the medial knee out of the socket and you want to protect your knee. Stay safe always. So plant your hands into the ground. This is where you take advantage of your blocks. So hopefully you have 2 and you're holding into your blocks. What we're looking here is to sink the hips forward as much as we can, to roll the shoulders back, to keep the length of your spine. So never collapsing and releasing the integrity of your back. Always keeping the spine straight, right? Strengthening, shoulders back. It's a hip flexor stretch. Take a couple more breaths. 1 more breath. So I like to create more range of motion just to kind of like stimulate your synovial fluid within the hip. So you kind of shift your hips back and forward, right? And back and forward. And you can do this with your block. So as you inhale, you move back. And then as you exhale, you sink forward. Inhale, move back. Exhale, forward. One more time. Inhale, move back. We exhale, sink the hips forward. Now inhale, move back and stretch once again through the hamstring. And notice the difference between the first stretch that we did when we started and now. Flex your toes. So flex your foot, toes are moving in towards your knee. You really feel the bottom of your foot. And then some other people like to point in and you can feel the stretch at the top of your ankle. Don't forget your spine. So your arms should be in alignment with each other. If you're capable to see your other arm, you're not in alignment. Right there. Give yourself a couple more breaths. Maybe pointing and flexing that ankle. Dorsiflexion of your ankle. And plantarflexion. One more. Beautiful. And while we're here, we walk the hands forward. We bend the knee once again. And then we take it to the outside of your mat so we can open up a little bit more through the hip. So it looks something like this. And some of us will have our blocks. Oopsie. And then we might be able to, don't do this. I'm bringing the elbows in because I'm using one block. But ideally, you want your elbows in line with your shoulders. Everything needs to be in alignment in yoga. It's a science, right? And that's the only way where you're gonna create an effective, safe yoga practice. So it took me years to realize the things that I was doing wrong, the things that I needed to change and adapt in order to create that balance within my body. And that's something that's gonna happen to you with awareness. The more you practice, the more you realize, the more you understand and you feel and you sense. So it just goes with you. One more breath. Oh la la. And then we switch. Left foot forward. Sink the hips. It should feel very, very, very yummy. Shoulders move back. So while you're here, again, always checking in. We are in yoga. Our purpose in yoga will be to create space, as much space we can within the body, right? Safely. Take a few more breaths. Really sink into those hips. Now, make sure your back leg or your back foot, the top of your back foot is pressing into the mat slightly, just to realign everything, right? Take one more breath. We grab our blocks. We inhale, prepare. Exhale. As we inhale, we start to shift the hips back. And then we exhale, sink it forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. A few more. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Don't mind my dog. One more time. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Sink, 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 sink. Now we inhale, shift your hips back. Flex your foot, squirt the hips, making sure they're not collapsing, right? And so you might be here with both of your blocks here. That's okay. Flex, flex, flex. Pulling, pulling, pulling. Feel the stretch. Now notice how I still keep my cushion underneath the bottom leg. One last big one. Point the toes this time. Feel the stretch. Feels amazingly. Couple more. One more. I can really feel the top of my ankle and all these little ligaments and tendons, because you do have a lot of ligaments and tendons connecting your foot to your ankle and the rest of your body. So it's lovely when you start to point and flex here. Kind of like increasing the range of motion and mobility of your ankle. And as we inhale, we walk the hands